it just gets worse. Okay, so here's my new tent. Let's go ahead and show that. It's nice. Somebody gave it to me yesterday after everything I had was stolen. The tent, everything. After it was gone and I was out there screaming, a man gave me this one. I stayed in it last night and it's alright. Problem. It wasn't here last night. Last night it was down the road a bit because I didn't want to be near that guy that me and Chris were living by before that drove me crazy. See, he lives in this tent here. And Chris is in this tent here. Well, apparently last night after we put my tent up, Chris comes back and he sees somebody over at this guy's tent. And they're taking things out. And Chris says something, but the dude's like, he's my friend, we're just moving him. And Chris recognizes the guy as his friend because this guy, his friends are here all the time. So he recognizes him as his friend, except that he's wearing a dress and a wig and dressed as a woman. But he's like, whatever, that's the way the world is today. So he goes back in his tent and minds his business. Later on that night, when he leaves to go to the store, the guy in this tent comes back, finds his stuff gone, accuses Chris, and comes back and does this to his tent. He cut it up on the outside, he cut it up on the inside, he sliced it like completely open all around the tent. He sliced it, and Chris wasn't even here. So Chris gets back and finds it like this, and originally the guy lies and says that he doesn't know what happened. But eventually he comes over and he says, look, I lied. I cut your tent up because I thought you took my shit and I wanted to get in it and see it, and I wanted to mess your shit up. So he comes clean, he tells Chris what he did. And this morning he tells Chris he's leaving. Chris can have his tent, which is bigger. It's the same tent that we were in when we were living together before. It's the same Embark 4-person tent, the one that just got stolen from me yesterday. So he's apparently gone, and he's just giving Chris this tent because he messed Chris's up. Problem is, I was going to help Chris clean it up a little bit, but when I opened it up, all you can smell is shit. Apparently, either him or his friend that robbed him literally took a shit inside the tent and spread it around. So this tent that they're giving him isn't actually livable. It's so nasty. This is what people are, man. This is gross. Absolutely gross that people are like this. And the problem is they're on drugs. If they weren't on drugs, they wouldn't be out robbing their friends. You don't rob your friends if you're not a drug addict. You're not out robbing your family if you're not a drug addict. You're not out cutting up people's shit that haven't even done anything to you. Anyways. So now I moved and I'm living next to Chris again so we can keep an eye on each other's stuff. Well, I don't know if he's moving into that tent or not. He says he's going to try to clean it out. But we're going to leave the other tent up as a decoy so that there's a tent on each side of me. And hopefully I'll be safer because they'll think that there's people on both sides of me. I don't know if that's actually going to help to keep me safer or not. I'm just terrified of losing everything again because I have to go to the bathroom. Like, I got nothing. You know, there's nothing left for him to take now. This is it. The pillow's not even mine. I got 2 blankets, my backpack. had to buy a new pipe because they stole my pipe. I couldn't even smoke my weed to calm myself down yesterday after they took everything. They took my antipsychotic medications, so I no longer have my Lamictal, even though I wasn't taking it because it was making me angry. Some crackhead out there now is going to have my Lamictal. That's fun. At least I didn't have anything better for him to take. But that's the situation as it is. February's barely started and everything's gone to hell. I'm really praying that the money from the GoFundMe will hit my account within the next few days. I can get myself some more blankets because it was cold last night. I had so many blankets in that other tent. It was nice and warm, and now all I've got is this one thin one and one thin one to lay on, and I was shivering all night long.